Okay, sounds great. Let's introduce yourself with your name, your age, and your occupation.
Hi, my name is Tiffany. I am just turned 38 and I am a nanny.
Awesome. And tell people a little bit why you joined Botanically Building.
So I have struggled with my weight and my mental health for many years. I actually have recovered from an eating disorder. And I came to Botanically Building because I hit a place where I was really struggling to eat enough and make strength gains in the gym.
And tell us a little bit about where you started when you started Botanically Building.
So when I started, I kind of was going through these cycles of eating very, very little during the week. And then on the weekend, I would be just so hungry that I was ravenous and would do binging and eating whatever I could eat. And then I would have tremendous guilt and go back to eating very little during the week. And I was always tired and hungry and cold. And I realized in about a year's worth of time, I really wasn't making any strength gains or any muscle gains, which really was a big issue for me because through therapy and working with my eating disorder, I realized I really needed to focus on the physical aspects of my health and well-being because it really helps the mental aspects of my health. But I was still hung up on all of these, old food rules, all of these, a lady should only eat 1,200 calories.
That's
Really
about
just
where
in
we
my head.
started, wasn't it?
Pardon?
That's about where we started. Was you came to me and you were eating about 1,200 calories, and you
Yeah.
were 138, and you really wanted to lose weight, but you were also 5'7".
I'm 5'9".
5'9". So when you came to me and you're like, I just want to lose weight, I was so confused because I was like, you're beautiful and you don't need to lose any weight at all. But I see you're really low calories and I really want to help you with that. And I wanted to help you reverse diet. And your initial reaction, you were...
I was terrified. Obviously, coming from an eating disorder background, um, calories in or calories out, I would focus so heavily on the most minimal amount of calorie intake that I could have in a day, and would go through cycles of thoughts of reward. Oh, you ate 1,200 or less. Wow, good job for you. And then the next day I would be starving and I would eat even just a little over, and I would just have tremendous, tremendous guilt and, beat myself up over it, which would then cause me the next day to try to eat even less. And, just made me crazy inside and ate up my brain and, it wasn't helping my body by any means.
Absolutely.
So I really had to focus on the physical goals that I had. Eating more. It took me a long time to push through that wall, and I was very, very scared. It took a lot of baby steps.
Yeah, so when we started, you were at 12,000 calories, and then 3 months in, we started in February, and in about May, we were at about 1,670 calories, and you had even lost, it was 6 pounds at the time.
I just couldn't believe it. Like, this is not, what I grew up knowing. This is not what I had always been told my whole life. I couldn't believe it. It was very much a leap of faith, and I had to trust not just myself but also my coach.
Awesome, yeah, for sure. And we could have done it where you didn't lose any weight at all and done a faster reverse diet process, but that wasn't where you were. And so as a coach, I want to make sure that first and foremost, my client is comfortable and happy as well. And so after those 3 months, we worked even more. And after about 10 months, we reached the 2,015 calories, and we had lost even a little bit more weight. In total, we lost 8 pounds. And right now you currently maintain around there, and then you also have a one untracked meal once a week, which we could even do even further if you wanted to not track. We could get further away from that, but you like tracking because...
I like tracking because I find for myself it is a tool. I know other people that maybe come from a disordered eating background, it can become another rule, but for me, it's like a checkoff list. Like, yes, I ate my protein today. Yes, I ate my carbs today. Yes, I ate enough fat today. I need these things for proper bodily functions. I need these things if I want to make strength gains in the gym, if I want to put on these little baby muscles.
Yeah,
I
girl.
need to feed and fuel my body.
Absolutely. So, what have you learned in Botanically Building?
I've learned proper nutrition. So before I was very much calorie focused and fitness focused. I came from a background of heavy restriction and even a little orthorexia where I was just working out, doing so much cardio, so much cardio. And I just was exhausted. I was exhausted. My brain was exhausted. I was cold all of the time. I just had my aunt say to me that, oh, you're not freezing. And I'm like, yeah, I feed myself now. Food is fuel, and it's for our body, and I've also learned it's for our minds.
Absolutely, carbs are brain food. So, what are some of the other benefits that you've noticed from the program?
Let's see some of the other benefits.
Or perhaps another,
Blinking a little bit.
or perhaps another question: what's been your favorite foods to track?
Oh, okay. So I really like that with tracking, I can kind of see not only what macros I'm getting, but what micronutrients I'm getting as well. So it's been really fun to try to up my vitamin D or my vitamin C or my potassium, which is trickier than people think. It's not only bananas. Before I had low iron, low vitamin D, and my blood work would always come back as a reflection of that. I've had 2 children during both pregnancies. I had to take iron pills because my iron was so low, and now my blood work is beautiful. I'm anytime I do my blood work, my doctor's like, this is wonderful. Like, I have no cholesterol issues. I have no more iron deficiencies, and I just feel so much better. And my mind is more peaceful now. It's not fuzzy. It's not, constantly in cycles of guilt and reward, guilt and reward. If I want to have something that I miss, say a donut, I can have a donut, and I don't beat myself up all day long or all week long about it. I just know that I can enjoy that food, and it is not going to set me off course. I think that is a big lesson I've learned through tracking and through botanically building is that a treat here and there is not going to make or break you. It can be really wonderful and rewarding, and you can enjoy it without the guilt.
Absolutely. So, you mentioned about your macronutrients. What foods do you find that will really help with your iron intake and your potassium?
So I like to eat a lot of leafy greens. I've always liked greens, but I especially find that they are a great way to get in a lot of iron, potassium. I don't know what I eat to get potassium. I do eat bananas, but I know that that's not the most potassium-rich foods.
So for myself, the greens, of course, like you mentioned, and then I like TVP, but that's soy, and so you don't do soy. Tiffany is soy and gluten free. For all of you people out there, she definitely can do it. And a lot of sweet potatoes usually are very high in potassium as well.
Oh, yes.
And then you've also you'll do your greens, but there won't be like boring plain salads. You like to dress them up with like barbecue sauce and lots of really yummy sauces and make them enjoyable.
Yes, I am a sucker for barbecue sauce. I will put it on almost anything. So, barbecue sauce is probably my go-to. I also love like Old Bay seasoning, um, garlic, of course, lots and lots of garlic, hot sauce. Um, no food needs to be bland or boring.
Absolutely. And since yours is a little bit different, We haven't been taking away calories, we've been adding them. We've been doing a reverse diet, which typically 75% of people will lose weight in a reverse diet, which you have. Um, so a lot of people assume that they're going to be really, really hungry on a diet, but with a reverse diet, people think they might be bloated or gain a lot of weight, which obviously you haven't gained a lot of weight. But tell us a little about if you've felt bloated or how your bloating in the past has been versus now.
So I didn't. At first, I felt very full, I would say. And again, it was almost a mistrust in the beginning, really just having to be faithful and trusting because I wasn't used to feeling full. I was always hungry. I was always thinking of my next meal, which means in my head, I was always very food focused. And now I am not, I still love food, don't get me wrong, but I'm not as food focused. I don't stress or have guilt over foods. It's been really incredibly freeing. And I guess I can only just say, like, if other people are struggling with their mental health in such a way, that tracking can really just be a wonderful, wonderful tool.
Yay, I love it. And what would you tell people who are considering joining Botanically Building or thinking about doing Botanically Building?
I would say go for it. Why not? Why wouldn't you try something? Why wouldn't you give yourself such a beautiful gift? Invest in yourself. You know, think of all of the things, like, I know personally, I grew up in diet culture. I did, cabbage soup diet. I don't like meat. I did the Atkins diet. I have restricted, I have cut out every kind of foods that you could think of. And why? If you are willing to do all of these shakes, these crazy things, why wouldn't you want to just learn proper nutrition and how to fuel your body in a way that can be so much more freeing?
So you feel this has definitely become a more of a lifestyle than a diet for you, and something that you will sustain long term forever and ever?
Absolutely. And I love that, I'm not drinking shakes, and I'm not, cashing out money constantly for food programs. I feel like diet culture is such a huge, big money business. But what I love about Botanically Building is that now that I've been doing this for a little over a year, is I could step away and I could maintain. I wouldn't worry I would be gaining it all back. I wouldn't be worried, I would lose anything. There's nothing to lose, only everything that you could be able to gain.
Absolutely. And you've gained quite a bit in your muscle mass. I know that your lifts have gotten a lot heavier. I know that your strength gains have come along, and your body has recomped quite a bit. Do you want to say anything more about that?
I just would say, like, I feel much more comfortable in my own skin than I ever did. I feel like before I was, I was never real heavy, but I didn't have like the physical look that I liked. I with my disordered background, I really had to focus, instead of being skinny, on being strong. And I wasn't feeling strong. I was still telling myself, like, oh no, you're working out, you're getting strong, but I really wasn't getting strong. And I mean, you have been so sweet and so helpful and so patient with me. I mean, it took a little while for you to convince me to do the reverse. And you're like, I want you to eat more food. Like, I want you to make these gains. Like, I would tell myself, muscle wants to eat, muscle needs to eat. You want muscles, you need to eat, you need to feed those muscles. And I just feel much more confident and cozy inside my body now. It's wonderful.
Awesome. And I love that you took it even a step further with the psychology tips too, where, muscle needs fuel and muscle needs fuel to grow and things like that. And those little baby steps snowballed and they've turned into big things for you where you're not quite always food focused and you've gained quite a bit of muscle mass. And the most important thing is the confidence in your skin. And I love how it glows and radiates from you.
Thank you.
Anything else you wanted to add for people who are thinking about joining Botanically Building?
There's no time like the present. Don't put off tomorrow what can be started today. Yes, there will be little hiccups or bumps along the way. It's all part of the journey. And, there are no mistakes, only happy accidents.